over Bala. And that was a great series. If you haven't watched it already, after this, go check out a YouTube video of it. I'm sure it's up there. And Frionel's no slouch. He has been doing some work. I have recent reports of him playing against Bala, against some of the other Mexican players, and actually doing really well, playing Bala in long sets, maybe some first to fives, first to tens, and actually taking it over him.
That's good to hear. Yeah,
Bala is still really strong, so that is quite a feat to be beating him in sets like that.
But then we have MadKOF on the other side. Came over for season's beatings, didn't take first.
Yeah, that was a little surprising.
It was. I believe one of his other teammates was the one that took it.
And we're kind of having some decisions here about what to do with the divider.
Who can go higher?
Yeah, it's maybe dividing too much. There we go. We got to get these set up. Get a little privacy here. There we go. There is a logo on that red one. I can't quite made it out.
I think it's the Moroccan flag.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's like a green star or something on it. I can't say I'm so well versed in, you know, Moroccan's flag to say what it is. A little bit of a discussion here. Maybe a bit of a language barrier. I mean, beyond the double barriers we have on the screen right now.
Kind of blocking out Frionel.
And you haven't noticed already, this is just one of the ballrooms here at EVO. There's another one on the other side of this one that probably just as many, maybe a little bit less than these people in it, playing different games, checking out some of the indie games or some of the other casual station tournaments that they have going on.
I like that they have a lot of the classics over there. I saw ST over there and wanted to jump in.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some vintage action going on over there. If you like some of your older games, they have ST being run. There was a setup, I think, actually a cabinet. Somebody brought an arcade cabinet where you could swap out between X-Men, CVS2. I saw a few people playing that, had a decent crowd. Actually have a Guilty Gear tournament going on right now. That decent turnout. At least 60 plus people, maybe even 90. I saw the brackets were filled out.
Yeah, the dive kick was over there. They were showing off Spy Game. MadKOF was helping show off Killer Instinct.
Yeah, there's a long line for that if you want to check that game out. So if you are still on the fence about maybe coming to this year's EVO, there's still another day. Actually, you have all of today and tomorrow to check this out. I would definitely suggest that you get the chance.
But here we go again. MadKOF versus Frionel. Now, MadKOF playing Raiden.
You know, Raiden's a relatively underplayed character, but he's very strong. Maybe nerfed a little bit from the arcade where his dropkick was ridiculous.
And really, I think that's part of the stigma, is everyone hears the word nerf and thinks, oh god, this character probably can never play again. But that isn't the case in KOF. Both K-Dash and Raiden are still very viable characters.
Definitely. They might have had some of their teeth taken out, but they can still bite incredibly hard. And as you saw there, Raiden's tackle has a little bit of armor on it, and it's pretty interesting to use as an anti-air, or just to move around as you see MadKOF do. Wow, what a great reaction to that jump. Command throw to catch that, I believe, a roll attempt. And this does create a vortex. That command grab sets him up for you to jump over them with his body splash move, his jump D, and they have to worry about what you're going to do. Goes for overhead there.
That quick overhead can get many of people.
So what we're talking about when we say the dropkick is that Raiden has a move that he has to hold down either of his kick buttons to activate. And if you're familiar with Balrog and Super Turbo or even Street Fighter 4, the longer you press it, the better it gets. And at stage 4, which is one of the longer charges, I think it's 20 to 30 seconds. I don't remember what it was after the nerf. But once you have that charge, it is a near instant half-screen dropkick that you can cancel off almost anything. And since it's an anywhere juggle, it'll even hit off a sweep.
One thing I do notice is that MadKOF isn't using Soul to tackle as much as some other Raiden players may be. And as we said earlier, that's one of the moves in the game that can be punished but gets away unpunished a lot.
Yeah, but he's definitely not going to do it against Kim. I'm pretty sure Frionel knows how to punish it. Kim has some of the easier options. But just like you mentioned, he didn't need to abuse a tackle to win that.
No, he didn't. In fact, I think the Vortex did a lot more work for him.
Exactly, that Vortex threat was so good. once he does get in, he can do the dropkick option from that overhead that you saw him take one of the rounds, or the sweep. So a lot of times you'll see Raiden players charge with the B, the weaker of the kick buttons, to get that activated. And he still has access to the CD, which is a really good attack, his jumping CD.
That was a good chuck of the fireball right into the shoulder tackle.
Yeah. You know, it's going to be a good combo here. Oh, goes for a
wow,
reset,
goes for
actually.
a reset option.
I'm not too sure if he's going to go for that again, because you saw he didn't get anything off of it.
He was too high with those up kicks, and then he couldn't follow with the reverse DPT.
You got to be careful about dealing with those shoulder tackles. It does have armor, but it's still vulnerable to lows. So if you see it get armored, you can maybe sneak in a quick low to stop it, or maybe an invincible move.
Or you can just block it and punish it.
That's true. But MadKOF just rampaging at this point, all over Frionel. And he's one of those characters that actually has an easier time at punishing Raiden for doing the tackle, so we're probably going to see very few of those. And he does actually have a fake on the tackle.
Yes, he does.
So he can actually use that to just fake him out, or maybe armor through some of the moves and then cancel it into something else.
Both of these characters have fakes. Raiden has a shoulder tackle. Shen has his punch.
His punch fake for Shen is actually a really integral part of his game, because as you can see there, you can set up those reset situations, or you can just fake them out. Because at max charge, that hits like a truck, and if it hits them on the ground, crumple. Or if they block and you've done enough to their guard bar, it'll take off at least 50% of their guard bar. It's a threat you have to worry about.
But it looks like Frionel finally took out Raiden. So now we have a mirror.
Yeah, but
all the way down.
Yeah, we have Shen versus Kim on both sides. We got the reverse color scheme here.
There's the two-frame
activation super. It has a ridiculous name. I remember once somebody translated it as like Super Tiger Panther Party.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that, that's on you. We just call it the explosion.
I call it CBAC, but yeah.
That's right, because it actually has a pretty unique activation. It is a button-activated move, so it's a chain of CABC, or CABC, so you can actually cancel it off of startup moves.
Now, Frionel did a good job on catching the jungle state and supering to continue to get more damage off of that. But then MadKOF came in and said, no, I'm going to HD combo you now and take out Shen.
Yep. That was actually something that a lot of people need to realize with Shen, is that he has a really good tool for comboing off of random hits. He probably has some of the strongest Abare, just comboing off of any straight hit or any straight launcher in the game, especially if he has level 2 super, because that thing is fast and it's far reaching. But this is a fight I'm actually not too much of a fan of myself. Kim just kind of gets to do whatever he wants over Shen.
Yes.
Shen needs that two-frame super, like you said, that CABC explosion to do any real defensive reaction to him. He uses that cancel into the boot. That's a command normal. It's good for catching rolls.
Now, that EX on Getsuzan is safe on block, but it looks like Frionel decided to touch a button.
Yeah, it's safe, but he's not in the best spot to make a decision. You're usually best backing off. If you try to do it again, you saw that MadKOF suck a jab out, because that move is not invincible. The air variation is, but the ground one is vulnerable to hit.
No, and it comes out pretty slow. It looks like it comes out fast, but it's not.
Yeah, there's definitely travel time to it. And we're down to the mirror match for both characters here, or both players, I should say. And that should take it.
MadKOF 2-0 over Frionel.
Yeah, great showing by Frionel, but MadKOF's Raiden maybe something that Frionel was not ready for.
I think it's going to be the case for a number of players.
Yeah, Raiden became a little less popular after his slight nerf, like we mentioned in the arcade version, into the console version, but he's still an incredibly good character if you